Welcome to the Roundtable Podcast. My name is Shogun. Joining me for the second time today is my good friend Ben, aka Mystic Omen. Today we will be talking about Christianity, spiritualism, judgment, authority, the creator, tarot cards, and channeling, as well as much more. Before we get started, please make sure you've joined the Roundtable Discord server where we record every day at 8 p.m. Central. And check out the announcements channel for upcoming events, and check out the hashtag RT podcast channel for hundreds of great past episodes on every topic you can imagine. We have a YouTube video channel, 2 audio channels, and a BitChute channel. They all have different content. Please like, follow, and subscribe to all channels. That being said, welcome, Ben, aka Mystic Omen. Thank you for joining me. How are you, my friend?
Oh, thank you for having me. I must say I'm a little bit more relaxed than in the first interview. I'm sounding a bit less slurry and medicated. I'm raring to go. Let's see where this goes today. I'm in the zone. Had some good conversations with people in text format and in voice as well today already. It's let me just look here. It's 1:04 p.m. in the afternoon here in sunny Australia. Where would you like to start, my friend? I know you've got a bunch of things to talk about or to ask me, and let's get moving, eh?
Absolutely. So I'm just reading off the notes that Rafi gave me. It says, join us for another eye-opening, gunslinging interview as we transverse the unknowable. Take aim and fire as we discuss Christianity and spiritualism as a whole. So why don't we start with that? What is your take on Christianity and spiritualism? I assume you have some thoughts on that. I know that you identify with the Mother Mary quite a lot. That's something I want to talk to you about. But where are you sitting on these issues now?
Well, the thing is, right, it doesn't have to be two different sides of one fence. I think the two can coexist together. And isn't that nice? Because some people that have a religious standpoint, it can be any religion. It doesn't have to be just Christianity, but they tend to self-limit and self-identify with these unwritten laws or belief systems. Right. The thing is, they can coexist. I'm evidence of that because I can do things. I can show people things that I can do. It's quantifiable, it's measurable. I can exist outside the laws of religion, yet I can also exist within those laws. I can touch a soul in human form in a way where it is a mystical experience for them. And also I work with the archetype Mother Mary. She's absolutely beautiful, and I know there's some other people within this beautiful Discord server who also feel that way. I'm running out of puff here. Just take me in a direction and we'll see where the energy flows, brother.
Well, sure thing. So I don't think you identify as a Christian yourself per se, right? You wouldn't necessarily call yourself a Christian per se.
No, I don't. I respect the Christian religion though, and if I was going to pick one, that would be it.
Right. So why don't we start? You told me one time that you had given your heart to Mother Mary, and that's something I can relate to as well. I told you just before we started in brief my experience with Mother Mary, but this would be an interesting point to get into. So okay. How did you come to feel the feelings you have about Mother Mary, and what was the experience where you decided to give your heart to Mother Mary? How did that come about?
Okay, right. So it's an affinity, right? It's an affinity for the archetype of Mother Mary and that Christian aspect. She's a female being of just absolute love and comfort and that mothering, feminine, nurturing way she has. The incident you're talking about, what happened one night before I actually went to a mental health ward, in fact, I was in the city of Sydney It was late at night. I'd driven 1 hour and 50, no, more than that. A couple of hours to get to where I was going in the Sydney city in the middle of a lockdown. I'd been told that the highway was shut down to, excuse me, one lane of traffic with checkpoints, but I knew it was bullshit. Anyway, so I tested it out and I found out that it was bullshit. I got to where I wanted to go, and then I run into trouble with some, how should we say, Asian gangster types in Chinatown. That's where I parked my car. I challenged them, and then I got chased around by some very dark young men. Excuse me, I'm getting a tickle in the throat for some reason, but we'll continue. Oh, I'll get some water. Anyway, so I'm getting chased by these guys, and I don't know if anyone can. The word I'm looking for is, feel what I felt. It was a confusion, like you're stuck in a maze. When you go through these mental health crises, you can get stuck in a maze, and I've had that with temazepam, surprisingly, temazepam. Anyway, you get lost and you go around in circles in a strange foreign environment, or it could be a familiar environment. I got lost in the city. I'm unfamiliar with my surroundings, and suddenly I find myself in front of the St. Mary's Cathedral in Sydney. And suddenly I felt safe, right? Because these little Asian Satanists, that's what they are, they wouldn't go near me in front of the church. So I knew I was safe. I wanted to sit. I took a lot of photos. And then it happened. I just did it. It was spontaneous. And I just gave my heart to Mother Mary because she protected me out the front of her church. I didn't see anything. But water, hang on. So I didn't see anything. But this love that I felt, it was real. I got to slow down. Can you take the reins while I get some water into me, brother?
Yeah. Go get your glass of water. Take your time. Moisturize your throat. No worries, my bro. Just let me know when you're back. We'll continue to discuss this because this is something I do want to talk to you about. Mother Mary, her significance, how she came into your life, and what she means to you. And then I'd like to talk.
She'll never leave. She'll never leave. I have her forever now. And this thing, I did a dedication. I dedicated my soul to her, not in a way where you give your soul up and it's gone, but I promised her that if she would accept me as like a partner, but not a human who was working for her needs on this earth plane, right? If she would accept me as a devotee, that's the way to put it, then I would do the right thing by Mother Mary, and I would spread her love and affection for the human race. That's how I would describe it. Are you still there?
I'm absolutely still here.
So
go ahead.
No, I was finished on that point.
Okay, great. So I agree. Like, my experience with Mother Mary, I'm a Christian. I've never been a Catholic. I've never been taught to venerate Mother Mary. Mother Mary was never a big part of the theology I was raised with. But I had a vision of Mother Mary. She appeared to me as an angel of light. Now, I'm using that term not to say necessarily an angel, but she appeared to me in a visible form as a being of light who I could see. And she spoke to me and made a hand gesture to me and then sort of ascended into heaven. And it was mind-boggling. I mean, I've experienced a lot of things in my life. But
you'll never forget that, right? You will never forget that.
Never forget it. I mean, I was crying. I mean, the love I felt was so intense. The understanding.
She's pure. She's so pure.
Yeah, absolutely pure. The understanding and compassion that she had for me what she said to me and what it meant and how profoundly it touched me. I mean, it was a love and a connection that honestly I've never felt even for the character of Jesus, right? And I love Jesus and I respect Jesus, but he's never appeared to me in a way I could see. He's never spoke to me in a way I could hear in that way. And
also, he's not a mother. He's not a mother, and so he can't nurture you in the same way that a female archetype can.
yeah, and to be honest, she didn't appear to me as a mother, right? Like she is Mother Mary, but she wasn't in that motherly relation to me.
Okay.
I know that's kind of strange. It was almost more of like a best friend, and she was literally like, she literally was like, Shogun, just chill out. It's fine. Like just for
like
one
a
day.
sister almost.
She was like, just relax. She's like, Shogun, just relax. And then she said, Dave's not here. And she did this gesture with the two thumbs, the two fingers up and the two fingers down. And the whole Dave's not here has this whole complicated backstory. But the point is, like, I was going shit at the time, and she appeared to me and like spoke directly to me what I was going through. And she was like, dude, just chill out, bro. Just chill out. And like at the time, I was like, oh my God, I needed to hear that so fucking badly.
And it was perfect. Yeah.
So in love. And not only that, I found an icon, right? So if anyone looks in the general chat, they will see an image I posted for the announcement of this event. And it's a glass icon of Mother Mary, right? With radiant heart. But that appeared in my apartment supernaturally. I did not own that. That was never something that belonged to me. Nobody ever gave that to me, and nobody ever brought that to my apartment. But it appeared in my apartment at a time when I needed it. And then as soon as I found it, she appeared. The very same girl there with the red hair and the glowing heart and the beautiful face and the blue eyes and the gesture. The only difference is in that gesture, she has the two fingers pointing up and then one hand gesturing towards her radiant heart. Whereas when
you understand what you've just said? You understand what the magnificence of what you've just said? A miracle's occurred in your house. A dead set miracle.
Multiple miracles, dude. I mean, this object appeared when I needed it, when there was no way it could possibly have been brought into my house unless someone broke into my house and deposited it there. It somehow
That's right,
appeared.
And I don't think they're going to really, have the memory of Mother Mary appearing before you in a muddled state, where you probably didn't tell a whole bunch of people about it straight away, right? It's just like undeniable.
I didn't tell anybody, but I found that icon when I needed to find it, when I desperately needed it. And not only did I find the icon and that God smacked me, I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy that I found this. How is this here? This makes no sense that this is in my apartment. But then as soon as I saw it, she appeared, like the character from that glass pane appeared as like a holographic 3-dimensional image in my apartment, spoke to me in a voice that I could hear, made a gesture with her hands. And then when I had heard the message, like ascended up into heaven, like floated up into the sky and out of my apartment. I only saw her for about 5 seconds, but I was just like, the emotions and the feelings that I had cannot possibly be put into words. It was to make you cry, to make you laugh, to make you feel happy.
That's beautiful, brother. That's beautiful, man. I really like hearing that.
She took all the pain that I was going through and told me exactly what I needed to hear. And she's like, Shogun, just relax. Just take it easy. Just for one day, bro. And she even talked to me like a friend. She's called me bro and like man. She's like, man, it's like, take it easy. Just for one day. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just relax. And then she did this little gesture and like floated up. And I was like, whoa.
That's some would call that a magical experience even, It was magic to you. Hello, am I still audible?
Yeah.
Anyway, we could talk about Mother Mary all day, but I do believe. How many minutes have we been going for? Anyone got the?
There's
doesn't
no
matter.
time. There's no time.
There's so much more to talk about. I think we've both explained that Mother Mary is pretty cool, right? It's not a gay fag thing to think Mother Mary is cool.
No, it isn't, and we try not to use that word here. The F word, that is. And we don't
That's the
try and
no-no. Yeah.
we,
I have a brother who's of that persuasion, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
no,
I just
I know
I made a mistake.
it's okay. I know you don't, but just a reminder, we try not to use that word, the F word. But no, and I don't really know how to handle it because veneration of Mary, I've always been taught, is like a problem with Catholicism. Like, you're not supposed to venerate Mary in that way. It's like polytheism or idolatry or something. But this experience really changed the way I thought about that. And I was like, whoa, like, all my theology was like, oh yeah, one of the problems with Catholics is they like venerate Mother Mary. But again, I've never seen Jesus appear to me. He's never appeared to me and been like, Shogun, say something to me. Like, my relationship with Christ is much more abstract. Mary appeared to me in a time of need. And, and then I was singing that song all the time, right? In my time of darkness, Mother Mary comes to me,
Yeah, of course.
speaking words of wisdom.
Let it be. Yeah.
And that's exactly what she did. In my time of darkness, she appeared to me and was like, Shogun, let it be, bro. Just let it be.
That's
Whoa.
natural. That's
Yeah,
natural. I like it.
it was amazing. So that's great. And I'm happy to connect with you on that. We can talk about that more. And the next note we have here is judgment. Okay. Are there beings on the earth right now with real authority? So what is your take on that?
Okay, this is where we start going a little outside the boundaries of common thought. Anyway, I'm sure that there's a few people linked up with the round table that will agree that yes, indeed, there are human beings with a lot of authority, more authority than the control structure. With the kind of authority I'm talking about is, spiritual authority. And there are those, okay, I'm not naming names, but you can read between the lines, with the authority to make decisions on behalf of the human race with full knowledge that they are in the right because they've passed certain tests in life, right? And these people, these other humans that are in schmovernments and governments, right? They are mucking around in muddy puddles, and they do it all the time. They've got to stop because let's hope this doesn't get taken down. But that time of mucking around in muddy puddles, it's gonna stop very soon because the activations that are occurring for certain individuals, and there's many of these individuals, and the number's growing every day. With the authority, with a capital A. Uh, uh, Let me just regather my composure for 1 second, because it's an important point, and I don't want to get off topic on it. So yeah, world leaders, right? The control structure, and Freemasons and all these orders, sacred orders, mucking around in muddy puddles, getting dirty. Okay, they don't have general. I'm being general here. I'm using a wide brush to paint them a color, and I'm not always correct, but I don't think they've done the right thing with this reign of power, reign of terror that they've been doing for thousands upon thousands of years. And there's people, human beings, that are activating all over the planet. It's happening. It's like the is it the 12th monkey thing, where monkey see, monkey do. So those that activate quickly are then going on to activate others. And you do that just by talking. The resonance in my voice will hit you if you have ears to hear it. And we will exert our will over those who would have exerted their will over us. There is no more time for them to reign O apostrophe ER us anymore, because It is so. It is so right. It is so light. There is so much might in these warriors. And what would you like to say to that, my friend, Mr. Shogun?
Oh, I'm not sure what I'd like to say to that, other than I like your take on it and I appreciate it. And maybe I'll just follow right through to the second point. Oneness, the creator, is he wrathful, judgmental, or loving? So how do you understand the creator in this regard? Can
Well,
they be?
that was that point brings up the Old Testament, New Testament idea from a Christian perspective, right? So you had I'm not an expert on the Bible. You're far more versed, but my understanding is that the Old Testament, the is it Yahweh, was very firm. I'll use that phrase, and very smitey. He liked to go around smiting things and giving them a few lightning strikes and things like that to get his word out. But the creator, in my mind, uh, is more benevolent and is more giving chances to those who make mistakes, because maybe there was less humans on the planet, maybe there was less technology, maybe there was a need for the god or whatever was going on at that time. We don't really know because we can't be there unless you're a time traveler, and there are those who can do that. But yeah, not anymore. There's so much with the introduction of the internet, right? And all this knowledge at your fingertips. I can't understand how anyone's stupid anymore. If you don't do your research, that's a frustration thing. That's in me. God is not wrathful and judgmental. He's very she. It could be a female. It's a divine masculine feminine aspect that is not even humanic at all. I made up that word humanic because we are in bodies. We're human beings, but the oneness is separate from that experience, that this human skin suit that we wear for the time being that we're here. Gee, I go on tangents, but through the rambling, I hope that there's some sense to be gleaned, at least.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, on that note, this is now a bit of a pivot point, but I know that you're someone who practices tarot cards and studies tarot cards and does readings.
Yeah.
We've wanted to get into a tarot card episode for a while, and we still haven't done that. So, do you want to
All
just
right.
talk a bit about, what tarot cards mean to you, why you practice them, and what you get out of it?
Sure. Okay. Uh, this is where I start really enjoying myself, because I've mentioned it to people. It's like you know how some people use, say, DMT or marijuana, or they might have another illicit or a psychedelic, and that's their thing. Well, tarot is that for me. It's like this. It's almost a guilty little pleasure. It's a skill you can have, and anyone can learn it, right? Because if you just buy a book, one deck, I'd start with the Rider-Waite deck, right, which is the most common. You buy that deck, and you buy a book, and preferably the Pictorial Key to the Tarot, written by Arthur Edward Waite. Uh, if you have any brain at all, and just read the book and get the cards, start doing readings for yourself, and then start practicing with friends or anyone. Just do it. If you just do it and do it and do it, you're gonna get it. And then it becomes like, oh, how would I put it? You can tell I've got a bit of passion in my voice now. Uh, it's like you can lay a person's destiny at their feet, and it's up to them whether they choose to walk down that path. Do you understand? Like, what I'm getting at is, it's more than a psychological counseling tool. That's the Jungian version of it. Like, what you can do with tarot is it's art. It's an art form. It's and all the decks, the art, the paintings, the drawings. It's absolutely beautiful. Some of the images are stunning. Some of them are creepy. They scare the shit out of you. You can work with entities. You can, like, my style, I'm going to get out of this style now, but it was channeling. Like, I had this being with me. It was quite dark, actually. That was my channeling slash tarot little helper. Anyway, I don't need that being anymore, but it's there if I want to lean on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's just so many directions this conversation could go. Shoot me anything about tarot, or just start me on a path and we'll go there, right? Because I could talk about tarot for days. Am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here. So talk us through, for those who are unfamiliar with tarot, when you consult it, how do you do so? Why do you do so? And how does this process work to give you
Well,
meaningful
it's not a toy. I want to say that first up. It's not a toy to be just used and abused like, like a cheap suit. It's like, it's serious business. You are playing with people's feelings. You're playing with people's emotions. Oh, if you do it the way I do it, there's entities involved. It's not just a walk in the park. So when I say anyone can do it, yes, any responsible person can do it. You can, because you can also, like, slyly look in on people if you're that way inclined, which I wouldn't recommend because there's consequences. I never do that sort of thing, right? Ethics comes into it because you can snoop on a person. And when I say this, I don't want people to go out and do that. I actively speak against doing things like that. You've got to have honor. You've got to have integrity. When I prepare, the way I do it is I would go blank and let this being come in. That's usually how I would start. But I'm going to stop that now because, well, it doesn't, this particular entity that I've got involved with, it is a user. It uses me to smoke cigarettes quite a lot. And just be in a body for a while. Uh, yeah, like I've done a 15 card reading for one of the members here. I'm taking ages to get it all, typed up and done, but I spent hours on this thing and it was very heavy, it was very deep. Uh, but yeah, what next, man? What next? Take me down a road. Let's go there.
All right, let's go there. Let's see what's up next. Let's take a look. So, channeling, brother. Channeling. What are some ideas in this school of thought? So,
Are we getting to the end already? Oh, I can't believe we're getting to the end already.
Well, it's not the end of the podcast. It's just the end of the notes. I have to make sure we go through the notes, but that doesn't mean more things.
Sorry, man. I'm just having fun now. Channeling. Okay. Well, there's no. This is just me, right? But there's no separation. But for me, I bring channeling into my tarot. I don't bring tarot into my channeling, though. I haven't channeled anything for a long time. I used to do it back in the late 90s. And I never got a name. This thing that I got attached to, or that got attached to me, whichever way you want to look at it, it's been with me all this time, and I've had a lot of down, like, very serious psychotic episodes, right? And that came from this being that I used to channel. There was I'll just backtrack a little and take you through what I'm saying. So, does anyone remember MSN groups? Back on the early internet days, there was MSN groups, and I was on this one called Knowledge Sets You Free. And my first ever spiritual practice was channeling. And that's dumb. That's really dumb. I didn't know about protection. I didn't know how to do this white light thing, and I still don't really do that. But um, uh, anyway, I didn't know about protection, and I just threw open the doors. Anything, you know. I said that. Okay, I'm going to tell you how dumb I was. Young people, full of bravado, beware. Okay, never do this. I said the statement at the bottom of one of my channels, "Dear Spirit," you know, inverted commas. No, how did I put it? I invite basically all of you of the light and dark. You are able to enter my body. I give you free permission, and I am so strong that I will cast you out. Now, that is one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard anyone do. It's taken me a long time to get a grip on all that. And you can see the seriousness of the situation, right? That's very silly. And that's a young man's bravado. And I would not wish that upon anyone, okay? Don't do that at home.
I see. I see. Well, to be honest, that does bring us to the end of our notes. So, what do you think? What do you think about opening it up to audience questions and comments now?
Yeah, no problem. Let's do this. Shoot.
Okay. Is there anyone who has a question or a comment for Mr. Ben? If not, I'll ask a few more questions of my own. But does anyone have a comment or question for Mystic here? All right. Well, how about this? So you've been through your journey. You've been through your ups and downs. You got into the hospital. You come out of the hospital. So where do you see your future direction? What are you pursuing? What are you interested in? What do you want to do now that you're free and outside again? Where are you going to go with this?
Freedom. Well, the world is my oyster. I'm not saying that in an egotistical way, but there's nothing I can't do because my mother instilled that in me. She always said, you can do anything when you put your mind to it. And it's true, because so can anyone, right? We're not limited. We're only limited by our belief system. Open your mind and good things will happen. They're going to happen to me. I'm going to get some money soon. It's coming because I can see it, and I do deserve it now. I've been through the hard times. You know, I've gone down the hard road, and it's my time to just shine a little bit and have a bit of fun. You know, I'd like to have a life partner at one point, or at least a fucking girlfriend. You know, like I've been on my own. Do you know how long? 10 years. You know, it's been very, you know, the hermit card. That's been me. I haven't even had any real life friends, man. I've just been doing this. Most of the time I haven't even been on this Discord. I've just been like studying by myself, researching, you know, and I wouldn't. Funny how every time I'm going to say something deep, I get a cough. I need to do the water thing again, man. Hang on. You there, Shogun?
Yeah, dude, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, well, I just refreshed the old throat. I want to rant there. Ask me another question.
Well, my point is, you know, again, I'm going to ask you the same question. So you got out of the cycle. You've been through your journey. You're now on a little bit more stable footing, but you still have a spiritual trajectory. So
Sure.
where do you want to go, right? What's your direction? Like, what's your future?
Well, I want to ascend.
What do you want to work towards?
I'd like to ascend the layers of consciousness. I don't want to get off planet though. You know, there's people with a desire to ascend to whatever they want to call heaven or the other realms. I'm quite happy on this planet. There's nothing wrong with Earth. I think it's just starting to spice up. This dark reign of whatever you want to call it. The script's getting flipped, and it's going to get really interesting. The COVID thing, uh, the falling of certain regimes and all that. It's going to be a fun time to be around. I'm going to do a lot of fishing. I bought some illegal fishing nets. One's a 12-foot cast net and one's a 30-foot drag net. I'm going to do some fishing because I live near the ocean. I'm going to eat some nice freshly caught fish, and I'm going to cook because I love cooking. I'm going to take over some community gardens, get my hand in the soil. All these great experiences we can have on Earth with our feet on the ground, That's what I'm going to do.
That sounds great to me, man. That sounds great to me. So then my question would just be, well, I don't know if I have another question for you, man. I'm glad we could have. I'm glad we could have.
Also, I'm gonna stay around the round table because
Absolutely.
the last few days, I've been a member short. I was a member just before I went in for that 5-week stay in the hospital. But the last few days, just watching even just the shit posting, like people just have the funniest things they come out with. I encourage everyone who listens to this, get on the Discord, because you want to see something funny, just watch the general chat of this server. You want to see the funniest shit you've ever seen, and you need to have a little bit of a thick skin, because someone might trigger you. It does happen from time to time. But yeah, let's wrap it up whenever you like, or ask me more. But man, this was fun. I had a blast.
I just want to say we're so glad to have you on the Roundtable server, brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Part of the family. We love you. And this is 2 episodes, so we'll make it a trilogy.
Righto.
So you know what, man? We're just happy you're doing well. We're happy you're out of the hospital. Let's stay out of the hospital together. And rather than being in the hospital, let's stay here on the round table.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, brother.
Fun with each other in these conversations. So thank you for your time, my friend. Thank you, Hermes and Rafi, for recording. Why don't we wrap it up there for now? We'll join up with the rest of the people up in the pub. And we'll do a trilogy. We'll do a 3rd podcast in the next little while. We're also going to do another podcast with Druish. We got Argan coming on for his first podcast soon. A 3rd podcast with Mystic Omen. And lots of other good episodes. Druish wants to do a 2nd episode with Hermes, blah, blah, blah. So keep an eye on the announcements channel. Upcoming events every day at 8. Tomorrow we have the Inspirational Madness. Very interesting podcast. A long time coming. You're not going to want to miss that. So join us for that one tomorrow. It's a very round table story of mystery and conspiracy and intrigue and strange things going on. And God bless you. I love you. And Hail Mary, full of grace, Mother of our Lord, blessed art thou among women,
Lord
and
is with thee.
Thy womb. Pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Amen.